Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Megan.
And I'm proud to be an American. And I'm Brownie.
Hence the stick that I told you that Chris would do ahead of time. I'm going to move this down just a little bit, Chris. There we go.
Now we're going to have to restart.
I feel mine's always like blocking the lower half of my face.
Mine was just like over
If
my
you
eyeballs.
look right into your camera, you have like a mic goatee.
That's right, I do.
Well, that actually reminds
Should
me
I
of
push it down?
No.
You're wherever it's comfortable, it's fine.
You
It's
want it.
fine. Okay, cool.
Anyways, so I told Megan that the shtick was going to happen, and the shtick happened. But
And
so
then we went immediately to technical.
well, we're gonna tell just a funny story. So, have you ever heard the saying, "I was today years old when I realized"?
I literally heard that yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So, Kara, do you wanna?
So I made brats for lunch today, and I bought these fancy hot dog brioche buns, right? And they're sliced.
Okay, now hold on,
Okay.
Chris. What do you consider the top of a hot dog bun?
Rounded part.
And where is it open normally?
Normally opens like, so if this is your hot dog bun, it opens like this.
So what side opens?
The side opens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
always picture the top of a hot dog bun being where the slit is.
So these
thought that was
brioche
the-
buns are cut down the top of the bun, and it opens up, and everything's just in the top. So, it's easy to hold. You're not losing stuff out the side, all that. And I commented, I was like, I love that these buns open on the top. And Jeremy, it was like light bulb. Like, the look on his face was like, I was like, what? I was like, did you not realize these open on the top? He was like, I always assumed all hot dog buns opened on the top.
So my question for you, Jeremy, when you see them in the package and they're sitting on the shelf,
Yep.
and they're connected, sitting so that the sides are essentially what would split open, you never considered the top of the packaging to be the top of the hot dog
The
bun?
only reason I had the realization that the top was the top was it was browned, and that must be where the oven heat is centered. But when I think of a hot dog bun, I picture it as part of a complete unit with hot dog and assembly. So I figured these are the sides, and then where you put the hot dog, you put it in the top of the hot dog bun. Because if you actually ate it so that the top was up, you'd be eating it.
I do actually.
That means you'd hold the hot dog sideways.
I don't put anything it's literally just ketchup and mustard. So when I eat it, it's the side that's open.
Whoa! Do you really?
Yeah.
Crazy. But if you were to go to New York City, they're gonna hand you the hot dog with the hot dog up, the bun split like this.
And they do it so you can add all your own toppings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would immediately be like, "Thank you." Turn it 90 degrees and then eat it.
Huh. You eat your hot dog bun sideways, huh? Like
Yeah.
a hamburger.
Exactly.
Well, that's what Kara said. She goes, it's just like a hamburger bun.
Yeah, it's a long hamburger bun.
It's a long hamburger.
But the look on Jeremy's face was priceless. He was like,
I was today years old when I
Yeah.
realized that hot dog bun, the top of a hot dog bun, I guess.
I'm trying to think of what the context of me hearing it yesterday. So I stopped by Tim's house to drop off some stuff of his that I had come across while I was cleaning up at my house, and what the heck? And I ended up being there way too long, and me and him and his wife were talking. And what? Oh man, we talked about so many different things, and I can't even remember what it was. But it's they're like, I was today years old when so Tim plays the cello,
Okay.
and so and he was like, I can't read the bass clef, but I can read music, right? So he asked me, he's got a thing that he's got to perform for or whatever, and he's trying to memorize it. So I was just following along with the sheet music rhythmically. I can't tell if he's playing the right or wrong notes, except for that sounded wrong.
Right.
But he wanted but so then I could point to you're right here if he needed to if he messed up or
Right.
whatever.
Yep.
So and his wife was like, so you say the A string can play other notes, right? And of course it can, because you hold down
Yeah.
other parts of the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, I was today years old and when I realized that the name of the string is only the open.
Yeah. Yep.
The
wait,
open
she didn't
fretting
realize
of it.
that?
No, she had no reason to think about it. She plays the accordion. So everything has it's just the C is C, and it doesn't matter. You can't bend the C note.
Right.
True.
So so on the string instrument, and then and then we went on to talk about how I play the trumpet. You have three choices, right?
Yep.
When you're playing a cello, you have the right note, and then infinite wrong notes in between
Yeah.
the next right note, and then
Yep.
infinite wrong notes.
Well, and the thing is, cellos and stringed instruments like that don't have frets.
Right.
Exactly.
So you don't know. You're kind of guessing at that point. Guitars and electric basses do. but then like the cello, upright bass, stuff like that, it's all fretless. So you're like kind of guesswork.
They do have fretless guitars and basses, and they sound awesome.
They do. Yeah,
but
especially if you're doing like a slide,
that
you don't have like the chung 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 guys going down.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, the average one is fretted.
Right, your standard.
And like learner cellos and violins and stuff do have the frets marked, but they're still fretless. They just have like a piece of tape on there, so you know where to play the note.
Mm-hmm.
Or painted on.
Oh my goodness, do you play an instrument, Megan?
Yeah, I used to play the flute an awful lot. Did that when I was in 5th grade, and then kept it up at UWS and did that for 2 years.
Dang.
And then switched to choir so I could go to Poland.
Nice. What part you sing?
I started as a soprano, and then
one or two?
Two. And then I became an alto because I could hit even
the lower notes.
Tenor notes. So
nice.
My normal talking voice, I'm like, soprano, get out of here.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I'm a soprano 1.
So I have no idea what any of this means.
I'm the high singers that only sing melody.
I was totally on board with like going on. Kara's like, choir, what part do you sing? And then when you said soprano, I was like, I'm following. Then you go to 1 or 2, I'm like, Jeremy's taking the exit ramp out of the conversation.
Honestly, like I know that bass and then tenor, and I never remember between alto and soprano and whatever.
Tenor.
I don't know which one's higher.
What's the highest?
Highest is soprano 1.
Soprano 1, yeah.
Got it.
Which I believe is also coloratura soprano.
Oh, yeah.
And then mezzo soprano would be what you were singing. Mm-hmm. Music major, baby.
I just go in the back and I
2
go
years.
boom, 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 boom,
Right.
boom, boom.
Okay, basses are mad impressive though. Like the notes they can sing.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
cow! That's all I have to say.
I would, if not that I can sing, but if I could sing, I would imagine that I wouldn't necessarily be a bass. I can't sing that low.
You'd be more baritone.
Baritone. I totally forgot about those. That's probably where I would fit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny, Kara.
What?
Just dropping your sweet music. How was Poland? Did you go to Poland?
Yeah. Poland was
it Poland
best
1933 or Poland 2012?
Oh, Lord.
When were you there?
I was there, oh my gosh, I think January of 2017.
Oh, awesome.
I wanna say.
Nice.
And we went during winter. So obviously it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was so nice. And it was like right after Christmas, and they are like the population in Poland is super Catholic, so they had this holiday for like the 3 kings that like visit Jesus and all that stuff. So we were right in the middle of that festival, so we got to like see people walking around with like little king crowns and all that stuff. It was so fun. There was a corgi parade. It was
A corgi?
yes,
Like the little dog?
oh my gosh, we literally saw all these horde of corgis, and here are all of us Americans like, oh my god, the corgis. And then it's just like all these Polish people are just like, what is this? And then we're a choir, so we're like harmonizing on our way over, and we're just kind of like, we got to sing in so many cathedrals.
Oh,
it
that
was
is
so
amazing.
fun. We ended up we were in the salt mines in Krakow, I believe. And we were just taking a tour, whatever. And then there's a cathedral in the salt mines because the miners actually created a cathedral so that they could have mass and then like go right back to work. It's
that's cool.
Gorgeous. It's very intricately made.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we ended up singing in the cathedral, it like below the surface of the earth. And
That's
so
cool.
it was a really cool time. And I mean, our tour guide ended up crying, even like, and because we like sang a song in like Spanish, but it was very sweet and all that stuff.
Oh.
And she was like, I didn't think that this was going to happen to me today, but it was so fun. It was
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. I 100% recommend everyone go to Poland. It's gorgeous, beautiful country. Yes.
That's super cool. I love when people sing in cathedrals and stuff like that, because in most cases your voice just echoes and carries.
Oh,
And you
they
get
were
that-
meant. Those
you
the
get that.
acoustics,
Yeah, the
in
acoustics.
cathedrals are.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. So that's a little bit about what you've been doing, but so tell us we know to talk about yourself.
Okay. Like, what exactly?
Well, so you work at KBGR.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm a commercial producer by day, and then a documentarian by night. I have done a couple documentaries with Outsourced. The New Wisconsin Idea was my first right out of college. Did it about UWS cutting or suspending programs that happened back in 2018.
Oh.
So that one was fun. And then just this past November, I was contracted to make a documentary with WDSC here in Duluth. So, and made a very, had an awesome opportunity making a documentary with a lovely artist named Tia Keogh, and just kind of talking about how her artwork, specifically with weaving, interacted and it caused her to reflect on her past and her grandmother's past, and how she had to come to terms with her parents or her great grandparents fleeing from Russia during Stalin's Great Purge.
Wow.
And so
Crazy.
it was a heavy, it was a lot to make a 15-minute documentary out of. You had to fit so much, but her artwork is exquisite. I highly recommend everybody check her out. She's wonderful. And then the story too, I was just kind of wow, people are amazing to me. That's why I do documentaries, because you never know anyone's story until you just sit down, and all I do is listen for an hour or 2 hours, and then I cut out all the ums, and I just here we are.
If you guys are interested, here is some images of that mine. Oh no, is it not grabbing the right thing? Hold on a sec. There it is.
Ah, there it is.
Wow.
It's insane.
Gorgeous.
That church in the mine.
Yeah, the cathedral.
That is crazy.
So,
it's absolutely, and the bulbs on there, right there, that is made of salt.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, and it was, again, such an experience. Highly recommend, anyone, if you're in college right now and you have the opportunity to go to a different country, do it. Do your best to get there, because it is such an amazing experience. And then also, if you're doing it with a choir trip, absolutely. You get to sing in beautiful spaces and then go and have amazing food and just do cool things.
That's cool. Chris, you went to Florida with the band, right?
So we got to perform in a couple of different public pavilions.
I don't think I've ever have you gone on a school trip with any type of function?
Yeah, we went to Chicago for a choir.
Oh, that's Chicago's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty
You
cool.
can get some brats down there. Hey, down in Chicago.
Do you want a trip?
Yeah, we did Disney trip for band 3 years after he went.
Nice.
Yeah, it's every 3
Yeah,
years.
we got paired up with the orchestra, so
Hey,
we weren't all alone.
First comment of the day. Hey, Brad. Florida is kind of like a different country, he says.
It kind of is. So
Brad's just sitting there patiently waiting for how he can contribute. Wait,
one of the
talk smack
local
about Florida. There we go.
one of the local radio stations that we have. I don't know if they still do it, but they do.
Florida man.
They always talk trash every morning about Florida. They'll find some random article Florida man wrestles gator or something. It's something stupid only in Florida. It's really funny. They make fun of him every morning. I like it. I appreciate it.
Now you know what Kara does in the morning.
It's the radio stations. Mix 108.
Okay,
Mix
so
108.
So that's pretty cool. And did you guys go? You didn't go to school together, did you?
Yes, we did.
You did go to school together.
It was so fun. Oh, come on.
What? Oh,
I was trying to burp silently.
I thought you were saying it wasn't fun.
No, I was
that timing was ridiculous.
I just drank a Diet Pepsi and I was like, I really need to burp. And then the worst opportunity, I might as well just done it now at this point. It would have been less embarrassing.
But no, it was so fun. At UWS, they had this cool thing where we would have university video production classes.
Yeah.
And that way, anybody who was working on a documentary or narrative, what have you, we all would meet, and then we all would either discuss our films that we were working on or watch whatever progress was happening. And then we would give feedback and all that stuff. It was so fun. And I actually, out of school, it's one of the things I miss the most, because you have your own just little group of people to give you feedback, because when I was making my first documentary, we had to literally corral people and be like, hey, watch this cut, tell us what you think. And then same thing with my last film on weaving, I had to curate okay, 3 people, here's a cut, let me know what you think. Whereas in college, I just had it every Wednesday and I could count on it.
Captive audience.
And I remember, oh my gosh, there was this, in college, I made this short film called Finals Week the Musical. And it was a musical. We did, I had singers, we did record it, all that jazz. And it was meant to be a comedy, as the title would suggest. And so every time I showed it in UVP, no laughs.
Oh, no.
No laughs whatsoever. So here comes the day when we screen it for like the end of the college year and we have this final screening and I'm sweating bullets because I'm just kind of like, I don't know if anyone's going to laugh, whatever.
Right.
And then, like, I was so relieved that people were like, oh, my God, this is ridiculous. Like, why is this woman, scream singing in, like, the middle of the fall leaves? Like, and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, and not scream singing. The person that did it has an amazing voice, but she's, like, belting in the wilderness. Right. And so I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was just kind of like, I would talk to some of my classmates and be like, Did you just not think it was funny? It's like, we saw it so many times, we just didn't think we needed to laugh.
Well, Chris and I mean, we love going to premieres of like our favorite movies in the theaters when it's just packed because then there's
like an energy.
It's just an energy, exactly. And there's been too many movies that I've gone to where I'll be the only one in the entire theater and a joke will pop up and I'll be like, ah! And then nobody in the theater laughs at the joke. And it's like, well, that was really funny. And so I know what it's like when we make stuff. It's people watch it and then just some stuff goes.
I mean, you do like British comedy too, which is
the
very
IT
like
crowd, you know, just fun. I love
dry.
Yes.
The drier the better.
Yeah, exactly. So the reason why I asked is so I just wanted to know like when you technically made your first documentary. Was it before school or was it like?
I guess technically my very first documentary was during college. It was 2016. It was right after the election. And I had met with, and I was still trying to find what I wanted to do for that project. And that was also when stuff at Standing Rock was happening. So I was in meetings with some of their journalist majors who had actually made a trip over to Standing Rock and like were there to write stuff. And I was like, okay, like if it's still happening, I will like try and find my way there to like document it, whatever. Right. That was the plan. But then as soon as I like tried to figure something out, President Obama at the time was like, actually, nope, everything stopped. Like this is done. And so I was like, oh shoot, like that was my only plan. So then, I was an RA at the time. So I was working in my building and I came across one of my coworkers named Kulsum. And she is a Muslim woman. And she like was telling me about this experience a friend of her had on a train in Minneapolis, which was just appalling. Like this woman is just riding home and then is being like almost like threatened, verbally harassed by a lot of people telling her to get out of their country, telling her like so-and-so, like the newly elected president is going to like kick her out, all that stuff. And so I was like, well, that's not okay. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I asked Kulsum, I was just kind of like, hey, I really would love to tell your guys' story and just to talk to you guys. Would Sakina be interested? And she said yes. So then I ended up being able to interview Kulsum, interview Sakina, talk about that day, and then also talk about them as human beings and really emphasize like, they watch The Office just like we do. Right. They love mac and cheese. Like Sakina just got married, and so I'm very happy for her. So good job for her. But it's just kind of like the entire project was not to talk only about that day. Right. It was mostly to talk about like these are people. This is a bad thing that happened to them. Why is that okay, or why are we tolerating that in our society? So that was a 6-minute documentary. So trying to pack all of that in 6 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so that was my very first one, and it's still one of. Like I still talk to my subjects. I literally am just so grateful that they let me into their literal home. Mm-hmm. And like there is this custom where like I was a guest in Kulsum's family home, and so they end up giving you a gift when you leave. And so they gave me this turquoise jar with like a little rooster on top of it, and it was just so sweet. And like when I got home, I opened it up and there was a letter inside. And then they were just like, thank you for doing this. Like, this is such, so important to us. And just, we wish you all good things in your life going forward. Cool. And I was just.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. I cried and I was just kind of like, this is so nice. And I was so happy to do it. And I reconnected with them recently to potentially do something with them when I was pitching for the PBS documentary. And they said their community shared that documentary like as much as they could because I put it on YouTube. Right. So I mean, like you as a filmmaker, especially as a documentarian, I personally think it's so important to listen, not to like put your own views or like,
Right.
oh, I want to be political about this. Like,
Right.
but to actually just tell people's story and do it like in a very genuine, authentic, and moral way. And then it's just like whatever change or whatever good comes of it, then there you go. But yeah, no, that's one that still I get like messages about and stuff like that.
That's
so
super cool.
yeah, no, I love it. I love like telling people stories. So.
And what you just weird, like I remember a lot of those, like your first project, so you can tell that was an impactful one for you. That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that the other one didn't work out. I was like, this was
Yeah.
way more personal.
Yeah.
And I love those two ladies so much. And they were also best friends. So it's like so much to like see two friends kind of going through that kind of stuff together.
Right,
So
right. That's
So
awesome.
Jeremy and Kara were in my first video.
We
that I made in
were.
college.
We
Yeah.
were. That was the was that the boarding.
Teleporting.
The entangled briefcase and toolbox.
Yeah,
That was fun. So
that was fun.
Chris, we also the video where I held someone hostage in a chair in a basement.
Yeah, you kidnapped your brother to torture him before his
I
birthday.
remember this one.
Yeah.
The one with Ethan.
Yep, and Ethan played Jeremy's brother.
Yep.
I thought that was amazing. Good job.
From the second from the second Chris saw Ethan, he's like, and Chris kept telling me, "You're just like Ethan. You look just like Ethan. You're just like Ethan."
You're like if Ethan grew a half foot and worked out a little bit harder.
So, but yeah, we did some fun projects together, and of course, Chris and I have done a lot of projects over the years. But yeah, I was in some of his college videos, which were really fun.
I remember watching that one. Was it like called Happy Birthday or something
It was
like
about
that?
a birthday.
It was a birthday.
It was called Bros.
Oh.
But there was a birthday in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching that was a UVP film, so I got to watch every edit of that film.
Oh.
It was so cool. And I remember also thinking like the game stuff that you did at like the intro and the end or whatever through the graphics. I was so impressed by that. I was like, that's so cool.
Brent is like, you don't need to make any fancy title sequences. Like I was like, I'll show him. I'm gonna do the fanciest title sequence.
Well, the only other thing that cracked me up is Chris has been working on his own projects so long before working or did UWS, and he was just always complaining about the gear they give you guys. Like,
Yeah.
you have to shoot it on a Panasonic or something.
Yeah, it was a Panasonic HMC 150.
Yeah, 150s. Yeah.
And you had to shoot it on that, because otherwise,
Literally, the sensor in your phone is bigger than the sensor in that camera.
I mean that's how it became a challenge. So
Yep.
like if you made something quality with that, then you know how to do
You
everything.
could do everything else, yeah. So talking about all these fun films, so you are also involved with a film festival in Duluth?
Yes, the Duluth Superior Film Festival. So this year, it's been around for a decade. So it's been around for 10 years, and it's kind of getting a revamp this year under new direction from Matt and Jordan. And so we are now kind of like trying to add in more of Superior side because for the past 10 years, all of the films have ever been screened in Duluth. All of the events have been over in Duluth. Like it's just been the Duluth Festival, but like maybe adding Superior in it in the name.
Yeah.
So we're trying to live up to our name this year by having more events in Superior, by trying to incorporate more businesses in Superior as well, and also broadening our call for submissions to more like Wisconsin-made filmmakers as well. So because we get we have filmmakers in Duluth, which is amazing. We have filmmakers in the Twin Cities, which is amazing. But we also need to outreach because there's so many filmmakers. Yes, in Superior. I do live in Superior, so I technically count. But there's also so many filmmakers in Bayfield and in Milwaukee and in Madison that could definitely submit and like be a part of it too, because it's all all of Midwest that we're counting is Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, and I believe Iowa. And so those are all like, hey, Midwest, come submit.
Yeah.
That's what we want to include. And so I work as the outreach coordinator, so trying to like bring more businesses into like knowing about it and being involved. And I'm also a programmer too, which means I get to watch all of the films that get submitted. I'm mainly specializing in programming the Midwest Made, which is called Midwest Views, or North Country Views, actually. So then I get to I have more of a voice when it comes to like curating what happens when, what's gonna like screen when, all that stuff. But right now we're still in the watching phase. So actually, if any filmmaker wants to submit, the deadline is on Monday. So you have 2 days.
Right at the last minute. So you better be watching live tonight. Because if you watch the Monday cut, you're going to find out it's too late.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've had a lot of submissions already, which has been amazing, and I'm so excited.
That's super cool.
To showcase that.
I mean, is there dates for when the actual, like, these screenings are going to happen?
Yes. They are for sure on our websites, but I believe it's the weekend of August 25th, but I will have to double check. But
okay, so then, but in August, it'll be like the weekend, there'll be some screened in Duluth, some screened in Superior. Yes. Are you guys going all Superior?
We're doing a little bit of both. We partner with Zeitgeist, so there will for sure be screenings at Zeitgeist, 100%. And right now we're still working on like potential screenings in Superior. Like we're still in talks with the city and all that stuff. And if that doesn't work out, then we'll do more like after parties in Superior or something like that. We will want to introduce and actively incorporate them more because Superior is growing and is a cool place to shoot and film as well.
Right.
The main reason Superior doesn't get as much, I think, just talk when it comes to movies and stuff like that is because there is no tax rebate for filmmakers that come. And so like Duluth does, and I know that Minnesota state right now is currently, there's legislation happening to try and make it like a tax rebate just like Georgia has.
Yep.
So I hope that goes through because that means more films being made in Duluth because Duluth is a gorgeous place.
Right.
Yeah.
But Superior is too, so I'm just like, darn it, they don't have a rebate yet.
Right.
Yet. Hopefully in the future.
Minnesota does have it already, but it's like almost impossible to access unless you spend like millions of dollars. So hopefully the new one should hopefully be making it more accessible to
for indie
for smaller
filmmakers.
Productions. Then it's like I'm not spending $1 million. Like how would I even get $1 million right now?
We can't even get a tenth of that.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
So quick sideline thing. We're dropping a bunch of frames right now.
Oh no.
What does that mean?
We have a really poor internet connection down here.
Aren't you using your phone?
Yes, but it just might be in a bad. It was been in a good spot, but that's a bummer.
So like it was fine for probably the first like 25 minutes, and then just like during we were talking about the film festival, all of a sudden it's just like
No.
So the audio will be basically fine, but the video will be choppy. Is
Okay.
basically how that works.
For live. Yeah, for live, and then there'll be one that comes out on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday the
Chris's-
polished version will go out, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
So
Because Chris burns everything to the external recorder, and then he uploads it.
yeah, Brad said audio's fine. Yeah, so it's just it'll just like freeze, and it'll be like making a weird face, or so
And this is the first week where we really had a problem with it being bad since we switched to the phone.
yeah.
I don't know what it's doing. Maybe people are trying to call me. Now I can see the light. You can see the red light in the
Oh yeah,
corner.
it's choppy.
And so it's yeah.
Oh,
Way to rain on our parade, Chris. Why isn't it working?
Yeah, hey, it's not my fault.
No, I know. Maybe try closing down Chrome. Do you need Chrome up? Try.
That's literally just the restream
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that's
yeah.
open, but
Weird.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I heard, this is a little bit, well, it'll come back full circle. It'll make sense. I heard that people boycotted or got really mad at the way that Britain assigns like mature ratings to their videos. And so like they watch them all. There's some controversy there. Anyways, somebody took 99 hours of painting a room white and submitted it to make them watch it because they have to watch it all and like protest to making them do it. And then the guy actually watched it and like gave it a review and everything. Like he watched all 99 hours of it to just really stick it back to the protest. Anyways, so you get to watch all the movies. Have you watched and you just like, exceeds your expectations immensely, or do you have any? I mean, you can't talk about the film because it's got to air.
Yeah.
But you've got to have some excitement when you watch some of these. It's like
100%. You get excited about like some of these films because like you always like you never. The fun thing about programming is you never know what you're gonna get.
right.
So it's just kind of like, which can be like, obviously it could be good, it could be bad. But when I watch something and I get giddy and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and this was made in Wisconsin. Are you kidding? Like
Right.
there are sometimes and I sometimes actually pay attention to where the people are from. And like, for instance, if they're not in like Minneapolis or Milwaukee, like, or in a big city where there are a lot more resources for film. And if I see that like, hey, there weren't that many resources and they still pulled off this, or their like concept, like sometimes like the concept is so good that like maybe the fact that it wasn't shot in 4K,
Right.
it doesn't really matter then because it's just kind of like it's such a good story.
That's cool.
So that's when I get excited for sure. And like there are some times where it's like it looks amazing, but then it's just kind of like some people pay more attention to like how good it looks, whether rather than making it like just entertainment, which is kind of like the goal.
Right.
But I think like as far as like those types of things for programming and for programmers, it's awesome. It's just, it is a lot to do though.
I would imagine sit down and you have like get some popcorn or whatever and throw on these movies. Is there categories? Is there like suspense or drama or comedy?
Sort of. So like our categories are a little bit different this year. So like we have North Country Views, which is all Midwest. So it's just a grab bag. Could be whatever you want as long as the filmmaker is like from like the Midwest or the actual topic of the film is like centered around something in the Midwest. And then we have Cinema Reformed, which is about like anything that is about like civil rights or justice or anything that's currently happening in like media right now.
Got it.
So that one. And then we have the environmental lens, which is all about like climate change or anything that it deals with the environment. And then we have Global Visions, which is all of our international films that are coming.
Cool.
So it's just kind of like, it can be horror, it can be comedy, it could be documentary, it could be
Right.
narrative. We don't know until we click.
Right.
And
right.
so there have been a couple times where I like clicked and I'm like, I didn't know it was a horror. And then I found out it was a horror. And I was like, oh my gosh, I watched this at 2 a.m. Should not have done that. And I was just like, ooh. But I mean, and it's good. Like if it's horror and like
Right.
it scares you, that's awesome. But
Right. Turn the light.
But-
the light on a little bit brighter.
yeah.
Don't want it so
'Cause-
dark in here.
Oh yeah, I'm a scaredy cat for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
That's super cool. Well, that's a fun way to do it, is break it up like that. It was fun when we were talking to Keith. Keith just had talked about he was blown away by the quality of submissions he got for his next project,
Oh yeah.
and just the people out there doing it. That's what we found out. Like we have Justin on here who has a YouTube channel and Gwen's YouTube channel, Stuff Lab. There's a lot of people who just make videos in the area that no one ever know about unless. Because YouTube doesn't like telling people, like, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's like, the darn algorithm, right? It's super frustrating. So that's what's fun when you get to show movies to your peers and things like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's even better when you get to work on something with so many other people.
Yeah.
Too, because like film is meant to be a collaborative art form. Like, look at this
absolutely.
operation right here. There's
Right.
so many of you, and this is a video podcast.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, I think it's amazing when people can do everything on their own because obviously like that's what they have. But when you have the opportunity to work with so many people, you
Yeah.
really see that magic happen. It's really cool.
Well, I've told Chris just for getting exposure, if there was any remnants of a film program left, because I don't know, because they're closing. You apparently did a film about it.
Oh, yeah.
About some closing in 2018. But I always thought it would be fun, just exposure for people to come down, like students at the UWS that are involved with the film program, and just to see, and then maybe participate. I don't know what they would do, but
I actually just reached out to Brent. I was just thinking, it's like, yeah, like now that that we're on the other side of Walmart 19.
Yep.
I was like, I reached out to, like, it's been like a year and a half since I talked to him anyway. So I was like, I emailed him. I was like, I have his phone number, but I would just be like, hey, Brent, what's up?
Right.
So I emailed him because I know it's going to take him 4 to 5 weeks to get back to me.
Yeah.
But it's being like, hey, I want to catch up and see if you have any students that are interested in getting some credit hours but not paid to hang out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could teach them how to like run the switcher, Chris, or do like a volume check, or how to set up a live recording.
Tell them all the secrets of how to like cheese the man. And,
Yeah,
like if he tells you to
exactly.
do this, you should do this instead.
But it's because it's kind of fun, and you're even just setting up setting up the angles, or like you let them set up the angles and see what you get.
Oh yeah,
different types of
when we
things,
do one of our Lego, our speed builds.
Yeah.
Then there's tons of camera angle changes and setting
different
things up and making
or yeah,
sure.
it doesn't even have to be a live podcast, because when we do a time lapse type video,
That'd
there's-
probably be more beneficial to their actual learning.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah, like
there's
especially setting up the slider to like the action of the slider and everything,
Yeah.
and
and just learning and getting hands on with all that stuff. Because, like I said, from this, like I wish there's this is what you're going to see when you enter into, production.
Oh,
using
absolutely.
the Panasonics definitely challenge you from a technical point of view to get your exposures right and all those technical settings right, but you should still get exposed to some of the other options. You might not even know some of this stuff existed. Not you, but I mean like students. I'd be like, oh, I didn't know a slider existed, or we have a teleprompter too, and I miss the Star Wars every day. We used to shoot little fun daily videos. My mom told me the other day, she's like, those are my favorite thing you ever made. I'm like, well, she's like, and then you quit making them. I'm like, well, we do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of different projects, and it gets to be.
I mean, we could do them again and do we have the Women of Star Wars book and do 1 month where we just do a daily Women of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where are we going to put them, Chris?
Fine,
On the
Where are we
page
gonna
still?
put 'em?
On the page?
Do it. It's a YouTube short.
Oh, yeah.
Say,
Do
do it as a
YouTube.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Watch that is what takes us.
Please,
north.
Jeremy. Where would we put it?
You gotta start a new channel now.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Running
man.
10 YouTube channels over here.
YouTube
Lord.
shorts. Those make me so mad. So when I'd seen that they first, you could.
Oh, hello, fans of General Grievous.
Hello, fans of General Grievous. We're not talking Star Wars at the moment. I don't know if we'll get into Star Wars tonight. 'Cause we have Megan on as a guest, who is a local documentary.
Documentarian.
Oh, there you go. See, I just learned a new.
Well, Megan definitely said documentarian a couple times, I think. Tonight.
Until you try to have to use it in context, that's when you're forced to know that you needed that word. So, anyways, so we're talking about that and all the fun projects that we're doing. But welcome. We're also just nerding about Star Wars every day is where the short form content we used to make. But so you could kind of cheese it, right? So all these videos came out and they're like, oh, you can make a YouTube short by putting hashtag shorts in the description and then vertical video filmed, and it has to be less than 60 seconds. So you have to I felt like you had to, it was like Twister. All right, so less than 60 seconds, okay, vertical format, YouTube short, all right, and you make it, right, and then hope that it got slapped on the short shelf. Mm-hmm. So I had to film a video of some this water coming in this building we're looking at. And I just filmed it vertical quick, and I just I didn't want to attach it to this email I was sending off. I just loaded it to YouTube and then sent the link.
Wait, did it get tagged as a short?
Yeah, it got put in as a short.
How many views is it?
Well, it's even unlisted, but YouTube says YouTube Shorts right on it, and it got put up.
Oh my
gosh! It's I don't do any work, and I just film water coming through the wall.
Well, the one short that I did, how we got what? How many views on that?
Which one?
The mystery bag one.
Oh no, some of those. I mean, we caught the tail end. So I mean, you put your movies on YouTube, right? No.
The ones that I made in college are on YouTube. The Outsourced, the New Wisconsin Idea is for rent on Prime right now, and then Unweaving is on PBS Passport streaming.
Cool. That's super cool. I wouldn't even know how to submit to PBS.
Well, it helps when PBS hires you to make something.
Oh, there you go. That's right. You're contracted to do that one.
Yes.
That's right.
Which was really the first time I ever got contracted for anything. So
cool.
there was a whole thing where you had to figure out okay, so how much am I worth? What can I ask them for?
$1 million.
Yeah. And so then you had to deal with that, and then obviously make sure contractually you have certain due dates and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then they own it. So I just was, and then you have to talk to them if you wanted to submit it to festivals. You had to go through this whole thing, and I was just able to get them to agree to let me submit to one festival. So if I don't get in, okay.
Right.
But if I do get in, then I get to go to Finland. So it's just kind of
Nice.
on the off chance if I get in.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And being a programmer myself for the Duluth Superior Film Festival, I know how hard it is to get in
Yeah.
in general. So I'm just kind of I'm keeping the expectations low.
Right.
However, it would be if that film were to get anywhere, I would want it to be screened in Finland because it's all about her Finnish heritage and all that stuff.
I mean, I feel you have a leg up though. Being a programmer for the film festival, you kind of know what to put in and look for in your film.
You have all the secret handshakes.
Right, exactly. Well,
I know that now.
okay.
I did make this back in November, so I don't have all the tips and tricks, but it's also just kind of when you submit something for a film festival, you also have to know that the programmers for that festival are of a finite group of people that have their own tastes, that also have a specific theme that they have to go for, whatever. And they also have to make a cohesive program out of all the other films that make it. So, for instance, you could get something that is absolutely amazing and is very unique and individual and so amazing. And then it just couldn't be programmed with like all the other films that you have. Right. So then it's just kind of like you would have to say goodbye to that one because it's so crazy. Or like the opposite is this thing. So it's like that's something that I'm like, you know what? If it gets in, it gets in, and I will be happy, and I will definitely go to Finland. If it does not get in, then no harm, no foul. It's the one that I was like, this could be cool. But I am just kind of like, it would be amazing to just see other people and how they would react because of the content that is in there. Because a lot of Finnish Americans, in my film and weaving, a lot of Finnish Americans were recruited by the Communist Party in Russia to go to Russia and make a Finnish-speaking utopian society. So it's just kind of like, and no one knows about that. Yeah,
that's cool.
So it's just kind of like, but not a lot of people talk about it because there is both. It's just when people were able to escape that space, it's like, well, where is room to talk about it? Because for people that bought into that idea, they're like, why did you return? Like, you kind of left that amazing thing. And then you also are in America where communism is a big no-no. Right. And so it's just kind of like, oh, you mean you went there? Like, how could you? Right. So it's just kind of like this unspoken thing, which I never knew anything about. So being able to talk to somebody whose great-grandparents did that, and then she had to come to terms with what that all meant. Like, that was a cool opportunity for sure. So that's why I'm like, it would be cool to screen it in Finland. But you know what? If not, that's totally fine. It's on PBS really Passport. Right.
Did you have any? Is there a text there, Chris?
I was going to say, there's been quite a few comments.
James McCrossan III on Facebook says, huge Star Wars fan and just followed. And then I asked him if he wanted to ask a Star Wars question or if he wanted to know any of our opinions or anything. Just sort of curious to see. We normally talk. Do you watch Star Wars, Megan? I don't even know if you're a Star Wars fan or not.
I do watch Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
I do. But I'm not going to be like, I know everything there is to know about Star Wars. I'm just like one of those people, like, it comes out, I'm like, I'll go watch it.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I do enjoy. I did cry at New Hope. I was able to actually see that in theaters, which is like the last Star Wars movie I was. No, that wasn't the last one. The last one with Rey and Kylo Ren, the last
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Yes, that last one. I was able to see in theaters before like everything like shut down.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Which people are just starting to get back into theaters, which I'm so excited about because I love like their movies are meant to be seen in that capacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I really am looking forward to that again for sure.
I make all my movies for iPhone screening only.
Well, maybe we'll take 2 seconds here to talk about Star Wars for just a second. So have you seen any Mandalorian?
No.
That you probably really liked it.
I know I would like it. I just I'm currently just like piggybacking off of a friend who has Disney Plus now. I don't have Disney Plus personally, but I just also don't have as much time because I have to day job.
Right.
I'm currently working in pre-production on a new documentary, and I am a programmer, and I have to watch 15 films like a day.
Right.
So like the short films are easy to get through. The feature-length ones are the ones where you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can only watch like maybe 2 features a day.
Absolutely. So
that's fair.
Nice
really
glass of wine, you know, just
Duluth. I crack open nothing of Duluth cider, and I'm good.
Yes.
James wants to know if we've heard the theory of Mace Windu being alive.
I've heard
what
that.
Our thoughts are of it.
Here's the thing. Here's Maul fell down a hole. Palpatine fell down a hole. Both are still alive.
Boba Fett fell down the Sarlacc pit.
He's still alive, even though he's supposed to be digested for 1,000 years. He's still alive. I mean, Mace fell out a window. We don't know if he's dead or alive.
And all he lost was a hand.
Exactly. I say yes, he's alive.
I'd be totally down for it at this point. It's impossible to be completely dead in Star Wars. Apparently,
it truly is. Maul was cut in half.
That's true.
Actually,
and fell down a hole.
I've got a question. Was Mace one of the Jedi that talks to Rey at the end of Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, good point. I don't know.
Oh, so Ahsoka is, but Filoni hinted that she might not actually be dead. She's
This is
just
like
speaking through
900
the
years
Force.
after she's born. She has to be dead at this point.
Togrutas have different lifespans, don't they?
They're shorter.
They
I
can't
have
be
no idea.
shorter. I think they're probably longer.
I'd assume longer.
And now I'm gonna look it up.
And we're going out.
I mean, at the end of Return of the Jedi, she and
82 to 94 years, same as a person.
she's alive. I'm going with she's alive.
Okay, how old is she in
Hashtag Ahsoka
Clone
lives.
Wars?
well, so she's only like
She's like
14
14
or
the
15
first
in Clone Wars.
episode, when she first shows
But how-
up in the movie.
And then it's 18 years between Clone Wars.
so 32,
Okay, and then it's 6 years across the original trilogy.
Yep.
38.
And then it's another
30 years. Or
30?
18 years or 30 years? Might only be 18.
Because
So anywhere between 50
Carrie
and
Fisher
60s.
goes from 26 to 50, so it's got to be 30 years between Jedi and.
Oh, the fact that
So
Carrie
she's
Fisher's
mid
alive
60s.
Ahsoka could totally be alive.
Yep.
She's fine.
Damn.
It's not as though I was totally thinking it was more
I-
until you said Carrie Fisher was alive, because Ahsoka would only be probably 10 to 15 years older than Leia would be in general. And then that's all you have to think
Yeah, so
about.
she's like mid 60s, early 70s, somewhere in there.
Crazy.
So I'm fine. She can be alive, whatever. We can have other characters besides Ahsoka. She's in freaking everything.
Ahsoka. I want her to be alive.
I like her just fine.
I love
There can be other characters.
She's not in Bad Batch.
Ahsoka
yet,
is everything.
At least she's not in Bad Batch.
If she
We would have never got Wrecker if it wasn't for Bad Batch. Like, we need new characters.
Wrecker is amazing. He's my favorite.
We got some more chat, so
who knew that Star Wars would be the off-topic tangent. Imagine if Bad Batch goes to Coruscant and finds Windu's body, and he's alive but badly wounded. They heal him. Oh, that'd be
That would,
super
yes.
I really wish you would have watched today's episode, Chris, because I would have talked about it.
I mean, I was kind of busy.
It was good. Yesterday's episode, you mean?
Yeah, technically yesterday's
It's-
episode.
I mean, technically 3 days ago episode.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
So we didn't take any bets on it, but when Disney Plus came out, I was so excited for it. Is that they offered 3 years for the price of 2 years, and then you even get a better deal when you buy a year of it at a time. So right now, Disney Plus was, I want to say it's $6.99 a month, or it's $69.99 a year.
So you
And
save on 2 months.
You save on 2 months, and then if you bought the 2 years, you get 3 years for $144 when it first came out. So that's what I did. So I bought 3 years of it. I just knew I would love it. It was a good deal. I'm especially happy because they announced their price hike.
Oh, already?
Really? What is it
Already
now?
It's going up to $1. So it's going to $7.99. But that's how it started with Netflix.
I mean, it's
And I
true.
can't-
Netflix was I think it was $4.99 a month when it first started.
Yeah.
And now it's
They were
like
at- they were
$15 a month or something now.
They were at $6.99 a month for felt like forever, and then it went from 7 and then to 8 very quickly, and then from 8 it was like, no, let's just hit them for 12, and isn't it like $15 a month now, or even more than that? Netflix is expensive.
Yeah, it depends on if
How many
if
screens
you're
is
getting the 4K and how
Yeah.
many
Netflix.
sign-ins you're gonna get.
T-Mobile pays for ours. Well, we
Well, we
pay
pay
the excess
$17.99
for more
if you were doing the most
screens,
expensive
but
version.
how much?
Wow.
$17.99 if you
Hot
do the most expensive version.
Dang.
Dang.
They have the cheapest one is $9, but you probably get like
It-
720.
480p video.
yeah.
Marty's dad has the original contract from when he signed up with Netflix. So he pays the original price
Oh, that's
and does
cool.
not pay extra and gets 6 DVDs at a time.
Nice.
Oh
Because
my
they started
gosh.
raising the price, and he's like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll pay, $6.99 or whatever. And they started jumping in again. He's like, nope. He faxed them the thing. He's like, I refuse to pay more. I signed this contract, a million years ago, and they
That's
dropped his price back to
so
the original
cool.
price.
Dang.
That's so cool.
Smart.
Flex.
Yeah, and he's still
Approval.
using the DVD service.
Oh yeah, he uses that more than he uses regular Netflix.
I didn't realize Netflix had a DVD service
Chris,
though.
talk
That's
about
how it
that
That's
all
how
the
they
time.
started, yeah.
I know that's how they started, but I didn't realize it was still
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if enough people use it, why not why not keep it?
Keep
right?
banging. Yeah.
And did you guys see the major flex that they made, like the last Blockbuster documentary? Even though they're the ones that really like.
We did a
screwed
whole
over Blockbuster.
podcast talking about it, basically.
That was
like-
a really good documentary or whatever.
I think it was like
They know
episode
what- they know what they're
it was
doing.
Episode 99.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Episode 99, we talk about that in great detail.
Well, we just really loved it because one of the voice actors was that we love, James Arnold Taylor, is like in the movie. We never thought he would be. So he's in like a big part of the beginning and then sprinkled throughout.
I got him to say happy birthday to Jeremy on his birthday over his podcast.
Yeah, it was super exciting.
That's lovely.
That was super cool.
Just sent him an email like, hey, my husband loves you as a voice actor, and he especially loves General Kenobi. And so he was reading my email on his podcast, and so did this like two-minute little stint where he says happy birthday as General Kenobi to Jeremy.
I love
it's
that.
super cool.
Right?
I love
That's
that.
so. That's just as a Gee Whiz story time from us to you. Is that since we started doing this, I'm surprised at how many interactions with, like famous people, I guess, that we've had that I never would have guessed. So we started doing Star Wars every day. We started doing our thing, and then Chris is like, "Well, we're gonna do a birthday for Femi Taylor." So she was the actress that
the green.
she got eaten by the Rain Corps.
Yeah.
She got dropped down into the pit and eaten by the Rain Corps. And when George Lucas redid his special editions, he hired her to redo the footage 20-some years later.
Oh,
And she
dang.
still looked the part and still did everything. She's an awesome...
Said she was in even better shape 20 years later than she was the first
She's
time
absolutely
around.
awesome. And so we did this little 50-second video about her. And then just for poops and giggles, I like searched for her, and she has a Facebook page, and she runs her own Facebook page. So I messaged it to her. She wrote me back, and she's like, "Oh, I watched it. That's awesome. Thank you so much." So like she spoke back to us, and then I follow her page now, and she's out just doing all this fun stuff, and she goes to Comic-Cons, the smallest cons you can imagine, all over the place.
Like Duluth.
Yeah, right. She would probably come if we
could,
invited her.
we could probably get her to come and do
And
that.
then have you ever watched like Futurama at all? So Hermes Conrad, the voice actor for him is Phil Lamar. We did a happy birthday for Phil Lamar, and I did the same thing. I found him on Facebook, and I sent him a message telling him the thing, and then he went and clicked like on the video. So it was like, Phil Lamar liked your video, and I was like, what? He watched it, and that was that was
Brad
really
says
cool.
poops and giggles. You can say shit. I do want to get to this James McCrossan. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. Says, I just want Mace to survive so we can finally see Vader versus Windu. Even if Vader kills him, we need that fight. That would be an epic fight.
Ooh, that would be a
That
sick
could probably
fight.
be like worked into the Kenobi series coming up. 'cause
It probably
Anakin
could.
Vader's going to be in it.
Oh
So-
yeah, Vader's for sure gonna be.
Yeah.
in it.
Yep, he's going to be in it.
Well, if we get it live action, get Sam Jackson back in there.
You know he
Heck
would.
yeah. Oh, totally he would. You kidding?
I saw the most ridiculous. So there's, if you don't know, I have my finger on the pulse of the internet. That's what I like to claim.
No, you
No, Jeremy.
have
Let's
your
get it
pulse
real.
on the
Yep.
heartbeat of the internet.
That's
what you
exactly
say.
how Jeremy says it. He's got his pulse on the heartbeat of the internet.
So I saw a fan picture somebody made, and it was it showed Nick Fury snapping. He gets the glove, the Infinity Gauntlet. He snaps himself into Star Wars alive, and then he turns his lightsaber on. And he's like, "You don't know how hard I've had to work to come back." He's like, "I'm gonna show everyone what I'm capable of," or whatever. And I love the connection of making Nick Fury jump from one universe and use the Infinity Gauntlet to jump into the Star Wars
So,
universe. And-
wasn't the Infinity Gauntlet, wouldn't that have been on the cut off hand of Mace Windu?
Oh, burn!
That's like it's the wrong hand.
Yeah, that would be so funny. He does all that work and he doesn't realize it's the wrong hand.
Well, so he can still snap himself there, but suddenly he's just like,
Yeah,
it's like the
yeah.
gauntlet has to stay behind.
Yep, falls off.
Can you imagine if Palpatine got the gauntlet?
Or there's an Infinity lightsaber.
He used the Infinity Stones in the side of a lightsaber.
Hot dang, that would be a crazy lightsaber.
This might have been the nerdiest we've ever been right now. We're talking about Infinity Stones inside of a lightsaber.
Well,
Now, here's the thing: would you put all of the Infinity Stones in the lightsaber?
Why
It'd be
wouldn't you?
each saber. It'd be like
Or be Captain Planet.
No, it'd be like you guys have seen the Rey Swiss Army knife lightsaber.
Yeah.
It'd be that, and each blade would be a different color.
yes.
And then she could go like
Somebody
click them
needs to
all
be
together, and
that.
it's the rainbow of a.
Then you've got Grievous on the side, heavy breathing. That's my collection.
I like this.
That'd be pretty sick. Somebody draw fan art of that. Kara, go.
Oh yeah, I'll try.
James wants to know, since Bad Batch is on episode 6 and in 19 BBY, that's before the Battle of Yavin, So 19 years prior to episode 4. Still could Vader could still be in surgery getting rebuilt, since we know surgery lasted a few hours while awake and screaming the whole time. That's true, because we don't know when precisely. We know how many days have passed since the beginning, because the episode 1 was the day of episode 1 Bad Batch was the day of Order 66.
Oh, I would say as of episode 1, Vader was probably done because they kill all the Jedi. But then you see the fight between Yoda and Palpatine. That's all after Order 66.
Yeah.
And so...
but Yoda and Palpatine fight happens before Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then those mow each other down. And then I would imagine by the current episode of the Bad Batch.
Vader's been built and is cooled off.
Yep, he's cooled off.
He's still steaming when they start putting him in there. It's like, can you imagine being literally on fire and then having leather wrapped around you? Like, how annoying that would be.
Oh, well,
I mean, that's the last thing you want. You don't want a blister and then, like, wrap that sucker in leather. Like, hot dang.
I'm sure that lent to his, like, cheery disposition.
Well, we post a bunch of memes, too, and I just saw this one today, too. It was Anakin after Mace is, like, standing there with his lightsaber or whatever, and Anakin says, like, you're the Sith Lord or whatever. And then Palpatine pulls out a reverse card from Uno. And that's why he throws Mace out the window. That's ridiculous.
So good.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, the Star Wars is strong in here, so we can't help but talk about it a little bit. Because when we don't have guests on, we just sit and nerd out about stuff the whole time. So it's fun to hear you're into Star Wars. So you've seen all the 9 movies then, right?
Yes.
At some point.
Yes. And it was always a thing that, like, my dad wanted. Like, I have, like, all female siblings. So it's just kind of like my dad's, like, the one thing that he can do with all of us is go to a Star Wars movie.
Fun.
And just, like, yeah.
That is super cool.
Nice.
Yeah. The sad thing that we ended up doing for his Father's Day was, like, instead of, like, picking a Star Wars film, we went to Green Lantern, which was just not a good choice.
Oh.
Like, if you've seen that one, it's just like...
With Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
It's just not, no.
The only saving grace was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, like, where he met his wife, so I guess, like, silver lining for his personal life, but...
Yeah.
No.
Super fun. Well, that's cool. We have people that watch from all over the place, and I hear that a lot. Is my dad, Kara is even the same way. My dad, introduced you to your dad introduced you to Star Wars, and
Oh yeah, but I had 2 brothers. So
Yeah.
I was watching that in diapers. I actually had a patient the other day. We were talking, and her kids started watching Star Wars when they're little, and I told her, I was like, I get patients in here all the time. They're like, their kids are like 8 years old, and they're like, "Do you think it's too early for them to start Star Wars?" And I'm like, I was watching it in diapers. No, it's not too early.
well,
It's too late. You should have started this a long time ago.
Too old to begin the training.
you're gonna love this, Chris. And so I was at Kara's work the other day, and I went in, and I just forget. I don't see her little room where she works out of, and there is a framed picture of Chewbacca in her window at her thing. So could you imagine going to the dentist and there's your hygienist has
A lot of people comment on it. A lot of
so
dudes,
funny.
they're like, I have to ask, what's with the Chewbacca picture? Is that yours or somebody else's? Because I think a lot of guys just assume, since I'm a girl, Star Wars isn't my thing. And so they assume it's maybe one of the guy doctors. And I'm like, nah, that's mine. And I've got Baby Yoda in there, and I have a picture of Chip dressed up as Baby Yoda. So it's me.
Fancy General Grievous says, "Too bad Grievous died before Order 66. He would have had a field day collecting all the dead Jedi lightsabers."
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
He's just got like a vacuum cleaner going.
Well, and
That's
so
just really sad.
well, so my favorite because Gwen loves General Grievous. So my favorite memes on the face of the planet are somebody did a photo cut of when Kylo Ren is like done and he throws his lightsaber, and you see Grievous skitter off and dive in the water after it. And then there's another one where he's got earmuffs on for some reason and a metal detector, and he's outside the Tatooine home looking.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
where
ones
Rey buried.
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
lightsabers.
Yeah,
Okay, so didn't a lot of Jedis die during Attack of the Clones on Geonosis?
yeah, in that arena.
Where was Grievous then?
Well, he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
I mean, he
just
would-
like
Why
Yeah,
wasn't
watching-
he just like...
That's what I'm saying.
He
He
went
probably did
back
after the
afterwards.
fact.
Yeah.
I'm surprised his whole entire body like just replaced body parts with lightsabers.
It's just he keeps them. He has them all on the wall at the cave.
Yeah, it's his
Grievous'
collection.
hideout or whatever.
What vintage should I use today?
I'll do 2 green and 2 blue.
So it just, I love those memes. I can't get enough of them because they're so funny. But then, okay, where was I going here? So you've seen all the movies.
Yep.
Just because there's a conversation about it's really fun. I mean, besides Star Wars, do you have any other like nerd? Do you like the Marvel movies, or do you have any other like nerdy things?
I do like Marvel, but I grew up more with like X-Men.
Oh, fun!
Okay.
Super X-Men, big Jean fan. I haven't seen the Dark Phoenix movie, the
I've
newest
heard
one.
it wasn't great.
That's why I didn't watch it,
Yeah.
because I was like, you know what? Keep it pure. Keep it
Right.
in my mind, because it was one of those things that I was lucky enough to see a lot of the animated like episodes. And so that was like the big thing when I was a kid, and I was just like, Storm is amazing and Wolverine is just too good. So I was just kind of like that for sure as a kid. Watched some of the Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yep.
Love Deadpool. Love
Yes.
Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds really redeemed himself in that one.
He surely did.
Yeah.
He surely did.
Yeah, no, I was telling my friend today, because I haven't worn lipstick since like the pandemic. It's been a year. I was like, this is me at maximum effort. And so, no, like, I love Deadpool for sure.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Yeah, those movies are awesome. Well, even as that was where I was gonna finish off saying is he was even funny as Detective Pikachu in the Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Pokemon. But Kara had been cleaning someone's teeth, and you've been talking about Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
And this little kid said, like, told his dad or
Oh,
whatever.
his dad. So I've seen this little kid before, and whenever he's in my chair, we just sit and we talk about Pokemon. He's like 12 years old.
Love it.
And his dad looked at him and he was like, "You don't know how lucky you are to have a hygienist that knows just as much about Pokemon as you do." He was like, "It's rare to find an adult that knows anything about Pokemon beyond,
Yes.
oh yeah, that's cool." You know?
Is this a Pikachu?
Right.
Yeah, I
Catch
just
them all.
We have a Pikachu at home.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I've even got my little Bulbasaur, like Funko Pop, whatever, sitting in my room
Yeah.
Oh, I
at work
love
too.
that.
So
Yeah, that just makes me laugh because I can only try to put myself into the little kid's shoes, and like he just does not realize the fact that how lucky he is to have a hygienist to talk about that stuff.
his
It's just
dad
so
even
funny.
commented that when he was a kid, his hygienist was old and mean.
Right?
Like, not nice. Just go in there, just rip the gums
So-
apart, just like, you know.
So I was one of my coworkers. Caitlin was really afraid to go to the dentist, just even now. And I was like, "What do you
She
have
should
to
not
be-"
see me.
I was like, "What do you have to be worried about?" And so she said, "Well, they're just so mean when they floss." And I was like, "You can tell them, hey, my gums, I'm not feeling it today. Can we like be gentle?"
Oh, yeah.
And I
Oh.
imagine you would take your
Or you
time.
just tell them that it's a myth and you should stop doing it.
Right.
So here's what's funny. The other day I was talking to the doctors and we were talking about patients with gum sensitivity. And because I get quite a few patients with gum sensitivity, and so I had to use a topical gel to make it more comfortable for them, which tacks on like 10 minutes on my cleaning time. And
I'm going to need you to use that from the beginning of the cleaning for me.
I told the doctors, I was like, half the time, like, girl, just floss.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of got all sassy, and the doctors looked at each other and started laughing because of how sassy I said it. And Ross was like, like,
Well, so we were talking about, this is what I do at work. We were talking about proper flossing procedure.
I'm glad that that's how you defend the country.
You did small talk while your hands are busy and then you're talking, right?
Your
To make
minds
time
are
go
empty
by.
and your hands are busy.
So, I always was like taught to like go, you follow the edge of the tooth and then you go up to the gum and you come around and go down the other way. And Kara's like, yes, but you have to make a C.
so
You're
it's
like,
a C, do a little up down on one side, push against the other, do a little up down on the other side.
Oh.
and so when I talked about how you go around, and for some reason in her mind she thought you went like up the root of the tooth and came down the other side.
Oh,
and
my
I was
goodness.
like, no, your tooth would fall out. But she,
yeah,
she
you've
was
been
like,
cutting your gums out.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was like cringing when I was talking about it, and it just made me laugh because I was like, no, I'm not talking about literally you using floss to go, up to where the sun doesn't shine on your teeth.
There's a floss in the bottom of your brain.
Just like cutting through your bone and everything to the root of the tooth and back down the other side.
But you know how you hyper, picturize things. That's probably why she hates going to the dentist because she feels like that's how they are. When
She
they-
should
Yeah, they
just
just
come
sign
and see me.
through.
right.
We've got another Star Wars question.
All right.
Who do you think had the more tragic life out of the two injury-wise, Vader or Grievous? And
Oh.
I'll wait for you guys to
Oh.
answer before I give you what he said.
I mean, okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say Vader. I know Grievous was technically a human.
No, he wasn't
Nope, he was
human. He
not.
was an alien.
Something else.
He was a non.
He was a human. Yeah. Right.
He was biological.
He was biological.
Yeah,
he
there you
had
go.
guts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where he got shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And all that's really left of him was, like
His
the
heart, and
heart
his
or
brain.
whatever, and then his eyes and brain. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But he had a way cooler suit. Like I don't know, Grievous. Looks
Well, cool suit versus what
Vader-
actually
Better grumpy old man.
Yes.
okay, so I don't even is there a canon book on how Grievous
I don't know.
became what he is?
Yeah.
It is. I have not found it yet.
Yeah.
Or seen a picture of what.
I mean, if
only-
there
would
was,
say
it'd be
Vader
a
only
Legends
because we've
book, I
seen
think.
the pain that Vader's gone through.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
he
can you
lost
imagine?
Can you imagine being injured to the point where you're literally just your heart and your head?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot, but
I mean, was it like
Vader
a slow
suffered emotional
process?
pain as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
And
you know,
physical.
just like Padme died of emotional pain.
Yes.
well, Vader also thought he lost both of his kids too at
That's
the time. He
true,
thought his
yeah.
entire family was decimated.
Yes.
So I don't know. The emotional thing, I think.
Did Grievous? See, Grievous
And
didn't
he
seem like he ran.
had leather on top. So
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
come on.
That's true.
Grievous also, he seemed fun. Like he'd run around. He wasn't constantly in pain. Anakin literally was fueled by rage.
He was
like,
coughing all the time.
but he was laughing.
Needs to clean his filters.
So do you think with Grievous, do you think it was just one and done? He his body died, so they ripped his heart out, put it into a droid, brain out, put it into a droid, or do you think it was a slow thing where he lost a leg, they put a droid part on, lost a leg, put another droid part
I
on?
think personally it would be a slow thing.
Yeah, so it's
'Cause I think
bit
if
by
it was
bit.
a mangled, mushed up mess, they'd be like, nah, let him go.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like Nebula.
Kind of,
Yeah.
He's Star Wars' Nebula, but not as cool.
So then the creature, the alien that he was, did they have forearms?
I don't think
No.
so.
So Grievous was like, for extra lightsaber wielding power, give me forearms.
I want to say he was like a tribal warlord or something.
Yeah,
I know
that is correct.
They talk about it a little bit in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They go to Grievous's lair.
For some weird reason, I want to say talking.
He's a
about
Kalish from the
Phasma.
planet Kali. Let's see what this says here. Oh, that's
look, it's
Legends,
Bad
though.
Batch
That's
on
not
the side.
canon. That's
See, that's the thing. I feel like anything with Grievous is now Legends. Because when Disney came in, everything
They're like, let's
became-
just hide all this.
Yep. Well, and I think part of the reason they did that was because in one of the books, Chewie died.
Yeah, didn't he get like a
Yeah,
moon
2
dropped
arms.
on him?
Something, and I guess a lot of people got angry. So Disney was like, let's reverse this. That's a legend.
Chewie got sucked out of a side of a ship, a drop ship.
I mean, come on, what? Chewie deserves something better than that.
Yeah.
He deserves a warrior's death,
I wanna
not
say
you're
he
sucked
was
out of the ship.
Trying to save Luke's son or something like that.
So yeah, I did see Ben married, was it Mara Jade?
Yes.
And then their son was Ben Skywalker. I saw this family tree,
Oh,
and Luke and Mara had Ben Skywalker,
Got it.
not
Leia.
Han and Leia.
what did the
he
person
said Grievous because he was just body parts inside of a robot body.
He was a brain controlling a robot exoskeleton.
Jeremy's like, how can I make this sound cooler?
Just
Yeah,
like-
General Grievous just transfers into a gonk droid. Gonk, that should make a fine addition to my power packs.
Have you seen any of Bad Batch? They really incorporate the gonk droid in the funniest way. So
I
this one-
love gonk droids.
One girl's using it as a pillow, Omega. And then
Omega.
this other guy named Wrecker, he's a bodybuilder. And one of the episodes, he's just sitting there bench pressing it in the background while everybody else is having serious conversation. So it's really good. And the whole thing's like gonk. And he's like lifting it. It's so funny.
I love
Gonk droid is best droid.
And then
Yep.
in Cyberpunk, don't they go running around saying
Calling people
They're
gonks.
gonks, yeah.
I can't wait until there's DLC for that because I want to go and play it again, but I don't want to play it when there's nothing new for me to do.
My Xbox keeps telling me, I was like, hey, you haven't played this game in a while. Can we delete it because it's taking up a bunch of space? And it's like, no.
I don't think I
I
finished it.
No.
I need to finish it because I'm a lot of side stories kind of person, so it takes me forever. Witcher takes me forever because I'm like side story, side story, side story. Jeremy's like finish it and then side story.
I literally did every side mission before finishing the game.
Yeah, Chris did.
So I have the achievements for finishing all the side stuff, and then where I left off. I saved right before you start making the choices for your different endings.
Yeah.
So there is one there is an ending that I can't get. I didn't realize and it happened so long ago.
Is it the Johnny Walker or like?
No, I have that.
You have that.
Which one?
There's one. There's one that you get for like you have to do. You can still get the Johnny endings, the regular ones. There's a special one that you can get if you say this certain thing at the drive-in when he's there.
Got it.
And I said the other thing.
Got it.
But like everything else, I did everything else right except I just chose the wrong dialogue choice there, and now I can't do it.
And there was no
unless I go back and do
auto
that.
save or whatever way back when.
Yeah, well, that was 50 in-game hours ago.
Right.
If I decide to do a clean run or something again to just get that achievement, I'll do it. But
I don't have time to play games anymore.
Gotta play Satisfactory.
That game is really fun.
Yeah.
The game is
Once
really
I
fun.
get chipped down to a 7:30 bedtime, except Saturday nights, that won't happen.
Use Chip to hold down the mouse button like Jeremy was doing.
Hey, Chip played his first video game today, and it was Satisfactory.
Well, he was making iron ingots or something.
When you say, I know what the game is Satisfactory, but it sounds like you're saying Chip's gaming abilities were satisfactory. Like,
No, I'd honestly say they're below average. He didn't know what he was doing.
It was super funny. We got a comment there too, right?
Yeah, I said, who do you think saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple? So Grogu's Baby Yoda, in case you're curious.
I think Kylo looked at him and was like, you're too dang cute. Get out of here.
Kylo.
And,
from the
Jedi Temple, yeah.
Oh, that one.
Then Anakin.
I thought the Luke.
I was
'cause he's
thinking
training with
Luke's.
Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the Jedi Temple.
He said it could be Mace Windu. Maybe after he survived, he went back and grabbed him.
I've heard that theory. I think I saw that theory in the Star Wars Celebration page.
And he's the one who built the bassinet for him then.
Right.
Right?
Be even funnier because Baby Yoda can heal people, is if he let Baby Yoda go first, then he went and challenged Palpatine, and when he blows him out the window, he lands by Grogu. Grogu looks over at him and then just touches him and then fixes him up.
Right? There you go.
See? Why
Yeah,
bring him
that's why
first?
Mace isn't dead, because
Grogu healed him.
Baby Yoda. I love that thing.
Although he would have been like an infant.
Wait, there he is, right over the
He's still a baby.
Oh.
There he is. Now people can see the wires that he was hiding.
Right.
Oh wait, he was hiding wires.
Well, it's not a big deal.
Oh, just my mic cord.
Just her mic cord.
Don't worry, my foot will cover it. There you go. How's
Yep.
that?
Wow, for comfort. Just keep it, flex.
Super cool.
There's more confetti under the couch.
Oh no, you should see how much
There's
confetti's back
so
here.
much back here. It's unbelievable.
For our 100th, Chris lit off a couple of confetti things.
Portable confetti cannons.
Just two of them. Just 3 of them? 4 of them.
Two at the beginning and then one later at the end of the show.
I almost had a heart attack that night.
Well, Chris, before you take us out, did you have any other things you wanted to talk about?
Just that, make sure that you guys check out the Duluth Superior Film Festival this year. It's going to be so much fun. We also do have a pitch competition coming. And so we'll have more information on that on our Facebook and our website.
A pitch competition? What's
Pitch competition. So that will be for filmmakers. So if you guys have an idea, have a script, etc., sign up for the pitch competition, pitch your idea, and then I believe we're working to get prize money to help with at least $1,000 to start that project then.
Cool.
And then we're also working at trying to also get other companies to rent gear or people, something to actually help filmmakers make that pitch happen, specifically in the Twin Ports, so that we can keep the ball rolling with film productions by filmmakers here. Because the main focus for the Duluth Superior Film Festival is to help the filmmakers here thrive and to also help facilitate the community that is already here. Because like we were talking about before, if you don't go to film school and if you just are YouTube learned, you don't really have that built-in support system of having your film cohort of knowing people.
Right.
So, and that's 10 times harder to make films when you know no one.
Right.
And like you're just trying to do stuff by yourself. So trying to make people thrive here, connect people here, like that's the whole point. So we want for sure for people to submit to the film festival. If you have something, you have until Monday. And then if you don't get one in time or you just want to go see a bunch of amazing films, obviously come to the film festival in August.
That's awesome. Chris, before we did go, do we want to play a couple rounds of IMDb?
Are you interested in playing the IMDb game, Megan?
Sure.
All right. You guys, we find something to talk about for like 2 seconds. I got to edit a thing real quick.
While Chris gets that edited, our first category will be is we'll go with Ryan Reynolds, since you brought him up a couple times.
Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Love
Yeah.
him. Yep.
What am I doing with these?
Chris,
Handing those out.
Distribute?
Yep.
we want to just do like thumbs up be more and thumbs down be
I
less.
say I could just keep track on one of them for scores.
Well, no, I've got that. Don't worry.
He's got the scores up there.
Ah.
We usually just write on there more or less.
Okay. I think
Sure. Thumbs up, thumbs down will work.
Okay, we'll do that. Thumbs up. So if you think once we like officially start, we'll say, has Ryan Reynolds been in more or less movies than Sean Connery? If you think it's been in more, you'll do a thumbs up, and if you think it's down or less, we'll go from there. And we'll do it just a couple actors. We'll have the audience throw in a couple of actor suggestions. Apparently, maybe because Mace Windu has come up so much tonight, we'll talk about Samuel L. Jackson. But I can almost guarantee that one will probably be an easy one. That dude's been in everything. He has been in everything. Oh, man. Megan.
Oh my
I
gosh.
forget that you guys can actually see me doing this.
People, like, you'll be surprised how many times, like, people will not spell that correctly.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So, funny story. So, I
There's
graduate.
a few ways I've seen it spelled.
There, like, people spell it with H's, people spell it with extra E's, extra A's, all of that.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm graduating high school, right? Lovely. Finally getting done. You know how you get like a graduation cake with like your picture on it, whatever. And so I finally get my cake and my mom and I'm so excited because I'm like, oh my God, my picture's on a cake. And so then I flip it up and I see it and I was like, Megha?
No.
They added an H and subtracted an N and I was so confused.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, my name's Megan. Like, it's just very easy. Like,
How do you mess up Megan?
I know. I was just very much like, what is going on? So we called the bakery and they're like, oh, well, here's 50% of your like money back. We're sorry. Because I had to display that for
Right.
all my guests and stuff like that. And I just smeared it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's just my
people
picture.
come in.
They,
I
they'll
thought her
figure
name
it
was
out.
Megan this whole
That-
time.
Yeah.
Man,
Just Mega.
I cannot believe that's outrageous. I'd
What
be so
country
mad.
of
like-
origin? Yeah.
I thought Starbucks was supposed to be the one to mess up your name. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like,
Can you imagine they do like some people will flirt and write like the hot one or something like that on there, whatever. It's
Right.
like somebody's like decorating cake and like that cutie with the cake.
That's so funny.
so,
Alright,
yeah.
sorry.
So thank you for spelling my name right, Brownie.
No problemo.
but yeah, I've seen it Meagan, Meghan.
Isn't like who's that one that's married to a prince or whatever? Isn't hers spelled all wacky?
A Meghan Markle?
Oh, she
Yeah.
just has the H, I think. Added, which I think is wacky. The H, anything added.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Megan.
Yeah, easy,
Yep.
simple, correct.
Yep.
In my personal opinion.
It drives me. I know parents are trying to be like unique,
And original.
but it's like just spell your
Well-
kid's name like it's always been spelled. Like,
We give my coworker a lot of grief. And so how would you spell Derek?
Oh my gosh, I would spell it a few different ways.
I
But
sorry, go ahead.
I was like, it's like DRICK or 2 R's ICK.
Well, that's the way he spells his name. I always think of Derek as Derek.
That's
yeah,
what
that's
what
how
I
I
think
spelled
is
DEREK.
So when
Yeah.
we saw his name, because so it's DERRICK, and we always bust his chops. We're like, dude, the normal way is Derek. And he's like, no, it's Derek with 2 R's and an ICK. And we're like, no, that's Derek. But we always bust. But I can tell him. Megan said he'll have to watch this episode because Megan spells it the right way, I guess, according to
I
Derek.
also have not been confronted with many people named Derek in my
Yeah.
life, so I've never seen a lot of spellings. Caitlin, on the other hand, is
Yeah,
my eldest
there's,
sister.
like-
My eldest sibling is named Caitlin, and there's so many different ways.
Yep.
I imagine.
Yep.
And my sibling like landed the spelling that is like the least common because it's like CAITLIN.
Isn't that how Caitlin spells it? Or is it LYN?
I think hers is
I don't think it's a K. I
With a
think it's a
K?
C. It's a C. I know it's a C.
I put her into the program as KAT.
I'm pretty sure it's
L-Y-N.
C. Jeremy.
And then like you see a lot. The common spelling is KAITLYN.
Yeah.
That's the one that you see on all the keychains and
Yep.
all that stuff. Which Caitlin, my sibling, always had a hard time finding the keychain.
So did Kara. I just don't like names with a K. Or, well, and then just a C, but...
Are you guys ready? I think I'm ready.
We're
Hopefully
ready.
my hotkeys work now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the IMDb game! Woo! For those of you who don't know the IMDb game, it is a game where you have to figure out whether or not an actor or actress has appeared in more films or fewer films than screen legend Sean Connery. So we've got suggestions coming in from Brad for other ones, but we know the very first one we're going to do is Ryan Reynolds. Mr. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern himself. How many, or so the spirit of the game is that you don't know how many films Sean Connery has been in, but you have a general idea of how many films he may have appeared in.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ryan Reynolds has appeared in more films or fewer films than Sean Connery? And we'll do the thumbs up, thumbs down that Jeremy had said for more or less. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1. So Jeremy and Kara say more, Megan says less. He has appeared in more films than Sean Connery.
Good for him.
Ryan Reynolds has been in a lot of stuff.
I know, but I also am just like, Sean Connery's been around forever,
He
though.
has
I know.
Like, that's the question.
Ryan Reynolds was in an episode of Scrubs.
Yeah, he was.
I did not realize this. I've been watching through Scrubs and I was like, is that Ryan Reynolds? Like, and I was like,
He's really
he was
funny.
real young. Holy cow. Like,
He's
this
really
is 20
funny in,
some years.
in Waiting.
Almost 30 years ago now?
Oh my
I've seen
gosh.
Waiting.
It's so
Waiting 2 is terrible. Waiting 1 is
Waiting one's
really
really
good.
funny.
The Proposal, excellent movie.
Such a good movie.
Yes.
All right, so
Proposal
are we going to do Sam Jackson as the next one?
Let's do Sam.
Okay. So you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second because this takes me a minute.
What else has Ryan Reynolds been in recent? Like, that I
Detective
was like,
Detective
I think that was the last
Pikachu.
thing I saw him in.
but no, there's a, what's the other romance he's in?
Did you guys know this? I got a fun little
It's super
trivia.
cute.
He owns Mint Mobile. That's his mobile
Really?
company. Yep.
Doesn't he also have like a brandy
Yes.
company?
A
Yeah.
Gin, I think.
Gin. Some
Maybe
alcohol.
alcohol.
I'm not
No, I think
surprised.
Jackman, I think, have like a friendly competition between their whiskey and gin companies.
Well, then, you know the Peloton girl, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Ryan Reynolds hired her to do an ad thing to like give her a second chance of not being awkward
That's
on
so
television.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
being a
Him.
meme. Yeah.
And, her gin or whiskey or whatever alcohol he sells, that commercial is awesome. She's just like straight to the point, just hardcore, just like shoots her bottle. And I think she's talking to Ryan Reynolds about Peloton or working out or something. It's really
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so funny. The Peloton commercial was bad.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's hard
I
being a
haven't seen
meme in general because,
Yeah.
like, how do you come back
Right.
from that? Either like you have to roll with it
Yep.
and then try and broaden yourself, kind of like Brittany Broski. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she like became famous on TikTok for being the kombucha girl, and she's the meme where it's like weird face, and then later like, huh. Like that's her meme, and so
Okay.
she's now does a lot of stuff on YouTube and is very popular. So I'm like,
Interesting.
yeah.
All right,
More
ready for
info.
Sam?
Yep, Samuel L. Jackson, legend in his own right. Pulp Fiction star.
Yep.
Appeared in Star Wars, probably. Has he appeared in more films or fewer films than Sean Connery? In 3, 2, 1.
I have a question on this.
All three of you say more.
Does it include voice acting?
Yes.
Anytime they were credited, but not multiple.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, you guys can't really see this, but it breaks down their appearances as actor, producer, additional crew, soundtrack, blah blah blah. So credited as an actor. So you all said more, correct to everyone. He has appeared in more films than Mr. Connery himself, Sir Sean Connery.
Yeah.
So what were some of the names that Brad threw out for the next round?
One of them was Jimmy Stewart. I think we should do Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, okay. That's throwing it back.
The president?
No.
What?
Jimmy Stewart is One for Life?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Jimmy Stewart.
Jeez, Mary, I'd get the moon for you if I could.
Yep, that's the one.
That's Jimmy Stewart.
Well, Jimmy Stewart also was like in the prime of his life when he was acting, and so like
Yeah.
the studio system really got him going. For like, I think like that was during like the golden age of Hollywood, right?
Oh, absolutely, dead
So-
center.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely like Cary Grant, like
Yeah. Oh, Cary Grant.
Cary Grant.
Yes.
And so I just, I think, like
It's hard to know with older actors like that, you know?
Brad says, President!
President Stewart?
Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, you think of Jimmy Carter. We haven't had a Stewart president.
Well, I just know
All
Reagan
right.
was an actor.
Yeah,
Reagan was an actor.
Yeah. Ronald Reagan, the actor!
Yes! Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I feel like I do an okay Doc Brown. Okay, we're gonna do. I've already forgot who this was.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Stewart.
I have the answer pulled up and it doesn't show their name anymore.
Uh,
All right, has he appeared in more films or fewer films than Sean Connery? In 3, 2, 1. More, fewer. He has appeared in more films than Sean Connery. The comeback is on.
dang. Okay.
I'm saying he was
Congratulations.
You got turned through the Hollywood system.
a lot. He was in
Well,
so many.
If you think about it, like there were just there weren't unknown names coming in all the time like it is nowadays. Like, you know, there was Audrey Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, you know, Cary Grant, Jimmy Stewart,
Marilyn Monroe.
These big names, not these, like, you know, Star Wars constantly is pulling in new people, you know, and like other films are pulling in new people that you've never heard of.
Let's do Gene Hackman.
Oh, man.
Gene Hackman.
He played in Enemy of the State.
Yeah, so he was
Will
in
Smith, have you seen that one?
crap. What's the name of that? We watched one of his films in college for
Critical Media Theory or
yeah,
Movie Society.
Man, what was it in? It's like he plays the guy that's like all the sound monitoring and everything like that. Like I'll find the name of the movie when I look.
I was gonna say, can I look up what he looks like at least? I won't look at IMDb.
I was gonna say, like, what was the premise of the film that we saw?
Yeah, so like he plays somebody who's an investigator. Where is it? Does it have it on here? Oh, he was in Superman.
Okay.
He was Lex Luthor.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know exactly who this is.
Wow, this movie is not. It was like, is the guy? I'm never gonna find it now.
Was that from Brad?
Yes.
That is really. I bet you it's got to be pretty close.
I feel like a total fool because like I've seen this movie and it's great, and I just can't remember what it's called now.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go and look. Gonna find it. I guess I don't need to make noise. We have music playing in the background right now.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
that's fun.
there's game show music on right now.
Oh.
He was in Young Frankenstein. I didn't know that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Love
It seems
that.
like Chris is scrolling through a lot. I'm just saying.
I just keep seeing the French Connection over and over again for some reason. Whatever. I'm just gonna
Young
go click on
Frankenstein
see
is
all.
amazing. Have you guys
Never seen that.
It's a very, very good film.
It's so funny. It's
a Mel Brooks
amazing.
film. Mel Brooks is my hero.
That's not
Okay.
Island of Dogs, guy, is it?
No.
No, that's Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
And also
completely
stop
different.
motion animation. Wes Anderson is amazing.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, helping to revitalize the industry for
Gene Hackman.
More or less.
More or less films than Sean Connery. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jeremy says more and Karen Megan say less. He's appeared in more films than Sean Connery.
What? I was just like, just because I'm like, I don't know who he is, therefore.
I've heard of Sean Connery.
I've heard the name Gene Hackman, but when I looked at his picture, I was like,
To
I don't
me, he
even
was like
recognize
he was
him.
very big at the same time, like Robert Redford. And I don't know.
Oh, sure.
You know, like that era.
Right,
Al
so-
Pacino.
Yeah, so now I'm going to take a minute and find this stupid movie. Oh, he's in the Royal Tannenbaums,
Haven't seen that.
The Firm.
No.
These are classics, people.
Well, there's so many movies in the world, Brownie.
Yeah,
And you
and
can
he's
only
been in
watch
most
so
of them.
many.
I mean, one of these
He was in
movies.
Hoosiers.
I haven't seen that. I grew up watching like the Cary Grant era, and then really skipped everything until like the Disney, you know.
The Conversation.
I haven't seen that. But
That's
the
the
Golden
name
Years
of
of
the movie.
Disney.
Yeah, Golden
That's
Years
when
of
I
Disney.
came. You know, that's when I started. You know, this other part, and then. after that. But
Yeah, childhood hopped around from cartoon to anime, Sailor Moon, back.
Ooh, anime.
Yeah.
Have you watched One Punch Man?
I've seen episodes, but I've not seen like the full thing.
Okay.
Naruto was a big one too.
Derek loves
Invincible.
Naruto.
Invincible, holy cow, so good.
Do you have Amazon Prime Video, Megan?
Yes.
So you should watch Invincible. It's like an American style anime, basically. It's incredibly good.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
It's got the guy that hates Spider-Man.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Brad, I know who Gene Hackman is. For once, it's not me that you're mad at. It's everybody else.
Don't be mad at me, Brad.
I said
Come
Enemy of the
on.
State. That's what I knew Gene Hackman from. And I got it right. And he'd
Yeah,
be in
you
more
did.
movies than...
I feel embarrassed that I couldn't remember the name of the conversation. But we're going to do Mel Gibson.
Oh.
Oh.
Mr. Australia, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember.
Mel Gibson.
What we want.
Passion of the
Well, he's a lethal weapon, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm naming the funny ones.
Got it.
The funny one?
He
Passion
was,
of the Christ
he
is
was in
not
Fat
funny.
Man.
I have a question.
Oh my goodness! Did you watch that?
So I can watch it. It's on
he wasn't.
Peacock for free.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in the Fat Man because we were gonna watch that for our Christmas movie this year.
We should all watch it tonight. And we'll watch Party. We'll watch Fat Man. It's half Christmas,
Have
basically.
you heard about it?
Batman?
The Fat Man.
It's like a horror action comedy.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. He plays Santa.
He gives kid this coal for Christmas.
This
and so
rich kid gets
The kid
coal.
hires a hitman to take him out.
Amazing. Oh, I love. Well, I don't love that because like
You love the premise.
spoiled brats will be spoiled brats. But
Right?
It's funny, yeah.
Well, but then I think Mel Gibson then just murders everybody who comes after him. So then the kid, he reverses the script on the kid. I don't know. Maybe kills the kid. I have no idea. So maybe the spoiled brat gets what's coming to him in the form of coal. I don't know.
Things became very dark in this very fun game.
All right, Mel Gibson. Has he appeared in more films or fewer films than Sean Connery? In 3, 2, 1. All of you say more. He's appeared in fewer films
No way!
than Sean
Oh my
Connery.
gosh!
I was like, that includes voice acting. He was in Chicken Run.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was.
and how many lethal weapons did they make? 4 of them?
4.
Yeah.
Was he the producer or director of Apocalypto?
Yes, he was.
Yep.
That was one of his films. Yep. That's a good movie.
That's a super good
It is
movie.
a really good movie because there's not a lot of dialect in that movie, right? It's just a lot
Dialect,
of visuals.
dialogue.
Dialogue. There's not a lot of dialogue.
Because I think they tried to use like the native language
They did.
for all of the speaking.
Yep.
Well, the Passion of the Christ, he directed that. Producer directed Passion of the
Directed.
Christ,
Directed.
and that was completely in Hebrew.
I've not seen
L'chaim.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. I mean,
Oh yeah.
don't just watch it
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
fun afternoon.
Oh yeah, it's not a fun afternoon kind of watch. That's a.
That's a
Yeah.
you watch it on
Jeremy
Good Friday
was kind
once a
enough
year.
to give me a
Yeah.
replacement
Kinda thing.
phone, and
I can't wait
haven't-
for you to use it.
Yeah, well, I need the freaking internet to set it up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you got to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi down here. No, it's working now. Finally,
Okay, well if it quits working, you can use mine.
complaining about my phone. No, so, Julia. This is the fun. Well, this will be the last round. Julie Roberts, 2 points on the table.
2 points?
Julia Roberts, though,
I
I
know.
love her. I feel like she's also been she's been busy.
Has she been in anything recently?
I mean, I think she's done some Bridgerton. She's the voice of Lady Whistledown.
She's I love Bridget. I cannot wait for season
I've
2.
never heard of whatever they're talking about.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's
It's
so
amazing.
good.
It must be a women thing. Like
I
Jeremy
don't
and I
know.
are over here like, oh, football, cigars,
I hear
whiskey.
It's not
Whatever
a
it's- I
women's
think of-
thing. It is the romance.
I think
But it's
of,
not. Men can like Bridgerton too. Like, shout out to all the men watching Bridgerton. You're
Probably
It's
Brad.
a good show.
I see you, men that watch Bridgerton.
I
Way to throw Brad
love
under the
that
bus.
show. It's so
It's
good.
amazing.
She played in.
Runaway Bride.
I'm thinking.
Ocean's
was she-
11.
Was she in Notting Hill
Ocean's 11, yeah. Yes, I think she was in Notting
with
Hill.
Hugh Grant? And then she
I think
played.
we're thinking of two different people.
Julie Roberts?
Yeah, Julie Roberts, as in
Oh, I was gonna look
Pretty
it up.
Woman, or
Yeah.
Julie Andrews.
Julie Roberts. And Julie
Oh.
Andrews is Sound of Music.
Yeah, Julie Andrews is the voice of Lady Whistledown.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I was like,
I was
wait,
like,
Julia Roberts
yeah.
played Aaron Brockovich.
yeah.
Yeah, Erin Brockovich, Pretty Woman, and then she also did like
She was
she's
Runaway Bride, right?
Yeah, Runaway Bride.
Yeah.
She's in. I think she's been in some new stuff. Pizza, like Amazing Pizza or
What's the
whatever.
one where
Mystic Pizza.
Mystic Pizza. Thank you.
I know way more
Pretty
Julia
Woman.
Roberts movies than I thought I did.
Pretty
So that's
Woman,
probably
right?
why.
Yeah.
Is that the one where she
think
gets?
so.
She's the prostitute.
Yeah, Pretty
Yeah,
Woman.
and she gets. hired
That's the
by-
detail you hang on.
Well, and she gets.
I think that's a detail everybody hangs on to. I've not seen it, but I know that much
You
about
haven't
it.
seen that movie?
No, I want to, but I haven't seen. I grew up a sheltered life. Everybody on
She's
here
got
knows
Richard
I did.
Gere.
Richard.
Yeah.
It's Richard
Yeah.
Gere.
Yeah, Richard
Yeah.
Gere.
Richard Dawson.
Okay, we'll vote and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
All right. Julia Roberts, has she appeared in more films or fewer films than Sean Connery? Worth 2 points in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you all say more, so no matter what, this concludes the game and Jeremy will win. She's appeared in fewer films.
No
than Sean
way!
Connery.
There
Oh
is
my
just no
gosh.
way. That is ridiculous.
We all named more films that Julia Roberts has been in than we could name Sean Connery films,
That's
but he has
it.
appeared in more films.
That's crazy. What other films has he been in other than like James Bond?
Well, there's a lot of James Bonds.
I'm sure. I'm
League of
League of
Extraordinary
Extraordinary
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen, Indiana Jones and the Last
Hunt for Red
Crusade,
October.
Highlander, Hunt
Okay.
for Red October,
Highlander's hilarious. There can only be one.
Time Bandits.
He was
All right, so
he got offered the job of Gandalf. Gandalf.
yeah.
Well, that was
Un-
an opportunity missed.
Unfortunately, I
But
don't have
then again,
any
I
easy way to
think he would
egress
be
out of
right.
this, so we're
You
just
shall
hard
not
cut
crash.
out of the game. There we go. Music
Fly,
just
you
randomly
foosh.
dies. That's
Yep,
fine.
That's fine.
That's the end. Congratulations, Jeremy. You won. Guests are 0-2 in the IMDb game.
I won the first round.
I didn't know. Like, I'll have to brush up on Sean Connery films. I didn't know that he was in so many. Oh my gosh.
All right, Brad. How many did you get right? He said he owned us, but he also suggested all.
I was
the
gonna say,
things,
Brad,
so.
you and IMDb
did
right
my
there.
homework.
Like,
Yeah, true.
That's not in the spirit of the game, Brad. You're not supposed to know how many movies Sean Connery's been in.
So do you always do Sean Connery? And
Yeah,
hope
so-
that nobody looks up how many movies he's been in.
I haven't yet.
Like I said, it's not in the spirit of the game. Like, if you want to cheat and look it up, fine. But it's not in the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
You need
Oh,
someone
yeah.
to look up
See you
the
later,
list
Brad. We
for
are
you
wrapping
so
up
you
the show
can't
right
see
now,
the
too, so
total,
thanks for
but you can
joining
see
in,
the
bud.
list.
So,
God.
all right. On that epic note, check out the Duluth Superior Film Festival. See all of Megan's stuff. We'll put a bunch of links in the description and stuff so you can go and check out her films. Tremendous filmmaker, tremendous ad producer, Oconomowoc native, Megan. But if you've made it this far into the video, congratulations. You have made it to the end of the video. Give it a like. It shows you want to see more stuff like this in the future. Comment down below with maybe potential actors you want to see in the IMDb game. Again, don't cheat and look up how many films Sean Connery's been in. You cheaters, you.
Talking to you, Swink.
Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a video or go live. It's really fun hanging out with us live, I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course,
may the force be with you.